I want to pick up something from last time we were here, where we left off. Or not necessarily left off, but something that came up that was important. I was asked the question, what am I looking for? And I took my time with the answer because I wanted to articulate clearly what it is that's driving me forward. And I gave the answer, and I felt I articulated it well, but something about the answer didn't sit right. I put forward the answer that I always kind of like autopilot put out, and it didn't quite seem correct. And so I thought about that because it felt a little bit, it didn't feel right, it felt off. So I thought about it, and I'm asking myself, what am I looking for? And I realized that where I'm at with this whole searching and seeking the clarity and truth and inner peace and whatnot, it's more at a place of acknowledging what is and allowing life to unfold, more than trying to get something out of life, like to have this burning question and try to get an answer through life. More acknowledging the way that life works is it unfolds as a first-person experience, and through the unfolding, everything is given. It's kind of like on Christmas season when you're a kid. You know that Christmas is coming and you're going to get your presents. You know at some point that there's Floyd. He's going to the bathroom. You know at some point that the presents are hidden in the house somewhere. So you may want to go and sneak and peek at them and see what they are. Like, I know it's coming, but I can't wait and I want to know. And so when life starts to deliver, where he went back in that bathroom space where you were, so when we start to, let me let
I went upstairs and I went to the wrong spot.
Yeah, it's all right. This is funny, little. This is interesting. This is good.
Saloon door.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hi, Barbara.
Little son.
All right. Kind of.
This rough chair is not my.
I know. You know, this is funny. This little change in the room is making things like.
I know it's going to be an uplifting talk by any means.
I was kind of recapping last week a little bit, or not last week, last month, and things that came up there, questions and whatnot, and I was alluding to this. I'm going to say idea, not fact. This idea of how life just presents itself to us, regardless of what it is that we do or try to do, or how we try to make this thing bend to our will. Within all of that, these attempts, life still just presents itself as it does. Hey, what's up? Alright. Musical chairs. The unfolding experience. So we all are doing whatever we're doing. We all have different intentions and motivations behind what we're doing. But regardless of our intentions, life unfolds the way it's going to unfold. We see what we need to see when we need to see it, and life always just is what it is, regardless if we want to accept that or not. It is what it is. Our idea and our belief about what it should be oftentimes is not in alignment with life being is what it is. So there is discomfort around the experience. When we start to see life as more than what we previously thought it was, like as if when our awareness starts to become, I don't want to say become, but when our personal awareness starts to broaden and we start to see a bigger picture, we could often become like anxious around it, or we want to know more than what is currently being shown to us because we've had a glimpse. This glimpse of a deeper picture can motivate us to move through life in a different direction. You know, we start to have some more clarity around this experience, so now our interests can shift and we start moving more towards something that we feel to be authentic and real in life versus something that may seem more superficial from the point of view of having seen something more clearly. If and when that happens, we often get ahead of ourselves. We want to know what's seemingly at the end of the line. And the analogy I was beginning to get into was about Christmas time comes, and if we're a kid, we know it's coming, we know we're getting our presents on Christmas morning, but say 2 weeks out, we could become impatient, and we'll decide to go snooping through our parents' closet to see if we can find some of our gifts, to see what they are. Even though we know we're going to get them and they're coming, we want to see them. So we go and we start to look for them, and maybe we find them, maybe we don't. It seems that with this, when life starts to open up organically and present something deeper, we could have that same impulse to, wow, this experience is so much more. I need to know fully what this is right now. But being ahead of how and where life is unfolding. Life is unfolding for us right now. but we'll often try to be, or have an inclination to be ahead of where this is right now. There's nothing going on. There's nothing going on ahead of this or somewhere else. Like, things are only going on right here and right now. There's no other place, there's no other time that we ever experience than right here, right now. There can be a non-acceptance of that, so we will want more than what we think, or that more than what we believe is here right now. We often believe that there's an answer somewhere else in the future that can be given through the acquisition of something, through a relationship, through an experience, from another person, from a book. We're always looking for that, and that movement is great because we need some. If we didn't have motivations in life, we wouldn't move. Like, if we didn't have to eat, a lot of us would just find a warm place to be, and we would not do much because we wouldn't have to. The impulse, the need to eat, we have to go out, we have to seek employment, we have to feed ourselves, we have to survive. If we didn't have that, then we wouldn't, the motivation wouldn't be underneath us. I think it's a brilliant piece written into the experience of life that, oh yeah, here's this will keep momentum. So the seeking momentum often comes from getting a glimpse of a deeper truth, and once we get that glimpse, then we're hungry for it, and it gets us moving in all these different directions. What I'm suggesting is that the questions not so much lead us to an answer that gives us something, but an answer that takes something away from us. If, say, a hummingbird, I don't know if hummingbirds can fly off the bat. No, they can't. There's no way. So a hummingbird pre-flight experience, it only knows being a grounded creature. Say the hummingbird has matured. Let's get another chair real quick.
I'm really happy to hear the music. Thank you.
There'll be time for the music. We'll cut a little early so we can get the music too. So, if this hummingbird reaches a stage of maturity where it is now capable of flight, for whatever reason, if the hummingbird starts to flap his wings and say is hovering above a branch, if he starts asking, how is it that this branch holds me up? Why am I confined to gravity, and why is it that this branch is my support structure? Well, if he was told, hey, you're not being supported by the branch right now. You're not bound by these laws of gravity. Like, look down. and he looked down and saw that he was no longer on the branch, and he saw that he was hovering, that he was flying, then his question of why am I confined to this branch would no longer have any validity. And the answer to that question would have removed his belief that he lived within those limitations. Our belief systems are all, there's limited belief systems within a limitless experience. And so our narrow personal perspectives are keeping us from acknowledging the broad, very open and expansive experience that we're in, because we're seeing it through that tiny lens. And so instead of seeking an answer to give us something that appeases and more solidifies our belief system, why not, maybe not why not, but entertain the possibility of receiving or allowing answers that remove or clear up or point to, show us the self-imposed limitations of our personal perspective. We've all been given, life often, or not even often, always gives us an answer to a question. I don't think any of us have been satisfied with those answers because those answers have not offered us what we're ultimately looking for. So we keep going around looking for the answer given versus the answer that takes away. It's like the first part of this experience is all about building. We have to build ourselves up. We build an identity. We build ourself, because we have to function in life. So we have to have something to make us feel secure, something that we can, hold on to. At some point, though, that holding on to our idea of ourself becomes counterproductive, single-minded, limiting factor in our experience that becomes uncomfortable. Then if we are lucky enough to have an inclination towards wisdom, then life can start to become something of negation of the unnecessary parts of ourself that we hold on to rigidly, and the contracted restriction. It's like the purple sunglasses will block the access to the full spectrum of the rainbow. So no matter what I do with purple sunglasses on, I'm never going to experience the color spectrum. So no matter what anybody tells me, it's not going to matter. I'm never going to be satisfied. You can this room can be described to me in all its diversity. You could tell me every color that's in here, but if I'm wearing purple shaded sunglasses, I'm not going to be able to experience those colors, even though they're present right here, right now. I can't see it. Doesn't mean that it's not here and it's not real, but because I'm looking through this single perspective, just purple, I can't see yellow. But if through my seeking, and not even seemingly through my seeking, when it comes to the point where life unfolds in such a way that I become aware of the purple sunglasses, then there's the potential, the possibility for me to be able to at least, even if I can't see, if I can't lift them off, at least if I have enough presence and enough self-honesty to entertain the possibility of me having this single-minded outlook represented through the purple sunglasses, then I can maybe shift directions from trying to get something out here, shift from that idea or that motivation over to, oh, I need to remove something from here. With all that movement, though, life still unfolds however it is going to unfold. We can try our hardest to make something happen, and things will happen, but it seems that it's not fully on our time or through that our will doesn't equal when, it doesn't dictate how and when things are going to happen. And so coming back to where I was answering that question, I started this earlier, Dominic, before you came, about me. The question you asked me last time we were here was very powerful and important when you asked me what I was looking for. And I took my time and I articulated an answer, and it didn't sit well with me. When I left, I thought about this, and what became more clear to me is that I'm not necessarily looking for something at this point. It's more of me being patient and acknowledging and allowing life to present itself to me because I'm aware it has been presenting itself, it has been unfolding right before my eyes all this time. And the intent, the earnest seeking has settled in a way, because through all of this seeking, painful seeking, I see that it's about acceptance and allowing. At least at this point, that's where I'm at with it. It's letting this happen and acknowledging and trusting, acknowledging that it is happening and trusting, because of, not a blind trust though, trust based on observation of my experience thus far, knowing that this is something that continues to clarify, and that situations and people and experiences continue to show up in life in a way where it promotes this deeper understanding, more clarity, more settling in to being right here. Like, I don't need to try to find a home where I feel at home, because home is always right here. If I'm always out looking for home, a potential home where I could feel comfortable somewhere else at a different time in the future, I'm not acknowledging where home is actually experienced and felt, which is right here and right now. From the movement to be looking for a home there and then keeps me away from acknowledging here and now. When I'm here now, which is always, but preoccupied with there tomorrow, I'm not acknowledging what is, because that's not even there, and tomorrow is never a place you can reach, because if here and now you're perpetually looking for there and tomorrow, you'll always be in this perpetual state of here's here and now, but I'm always focused here. So as I move, I'm always trying to catch up, because the mechanism or the rut that I'm stuck in is to be someplace other than where I actually am. Everything's taking place right here, right now. It's all I ever know, all I ever have known. My mind patterning and conditioning has me believed in there, then, and when. But that's not an actual experience for any of us. If I look across the street at that brick building right there, I could say, oh, yeah, I wonder what it's like over there. But for me to be from here, getting to that brick building, it would just be perpetual here and now the entire time. And when I'm there, it would really be just me being here. And that seems and sounds logical. Like, yeah, of course, when I'm standing in front of that brick building, it would be just another here, but over there. But there's no such thing as we never experience an over there. We always just experience a constant here. The surrounding can change. The clock time and the time, the sun and whatnot, all that can change. So I can think of it as a different time, but it's still only a here and now with the picture changing. The world that we have been indoctrinated into supports the other idea. It supports that there really is a there that we can get to and a tomorrow that we can experience. But nobody's ever done it. Nobody's ever experienced not now. Nobody's ever been anywhere but right here. So that conditioning has been put in to our system, or I don't want to say put in, it's been adopted by our system, and it's not a bad thing, but it's not correct. It's very foundational in the way that we view life.